Hi, it's Rod, and this one's called God's Help for This Dangerous World. Well, it's like if you had to ask people, how dangerous do you think the world is today? Get an answer back. Well, if they could see into the spiritual war going on around them, maybe they think it's more dangerous than if they can't see the spiritual war going on around them. We have to let God try to help us to understand this spiritual life, to really understand reality or something. Most people are blind to it. Satan says he's not real, they believe it. They're not in a spiritual war. Jesus ain't real. There is no hell. Well, they feel safe. Believing lies, well, that is not going to protect them. Knowing the truth, the reality of how dangerous and evil the world is, and seeking God's help to deal with it, that's where the safety comes from. It's like the people in the days of Noah. Everything's fine. Noah didn't think everything was fine. He knew what God was doing in the spirit realm. We got to know what God's doing in the spirit realm today and try to work with Him to try to do what He wants us to do so that we can be successful in this life like Jesus was successful in this life. It's like Adam was in a spiritual war with Satan and lost it. Jesus was in a spiritual war with Satan and won it. And we got to learn to be more like Jesus, not Adam. Most people are choosing to act like Adam, though. So we got to learn God's truth about this dangerous and evil world. We got to learn God's truth about how to seek His help to deal with this dangerous and evil world that we're living in today. Not be blind to it. Not believe Satan's lies about it. It's like God has revealed to me, it's sort of like a rich man going to hell society today. People are trusting in their riches and prosperity to save them or protect them or something in this world. And if they drop dead, it could be hell time forever by supper time. They don't know how dangerous it is to not be saved from hell. If the Christians or the church understood these things, they'd be talking about these things, but they're just about as deceived by Satan as the rest of the world is, to not think that what the Bible teaches is true. We're in a spiritual war. It's dangerous. Hell is real. You need to get saved from it. It's like we're in a rich man going to hell society for the godless. We're in a demon-controlled church society, trying to do what Satan says to do for the church, not what God says to do for the church. If the church was choosing to do church biblically or obediently to God, it'd look like the Book of Acts church. It's not doing that. Satan's stopping it. And that's why the Great Tribulation is coming, because so many people have abandoned God, whether it's Christians or the godless. Like Jesus said, if you enter the kingdom of heaven, you're not going to see a lot of people awake to the truth like a Moses or a Jeremiah or a Jesus or a Paul or something today. Lots of people talking about stuff, but usually it's not the real truth they should be talking about. Else they'd be teaching spiritual warfare, hell, get saved through the cross, do church like the Book of Acts. For your protection and your safety. Believing truth, that's protection, that's safety. Obeying God, that's protection, that's safety. You need a good relationship with God like Noah had to be protected and safe. And not be outside the protection of God like the people drowning in the days of Noah. The people burning up in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. The people coming under destruction in the Great Tribulation for the wicked. God can protect the righteous when He punishes the wicked. The children of Israel could be safe. The children of Egypt can be in danger. The wicked can be in danger and the righteous can be safe. Unless God's protecting us, we don't have protection. Daniel was safe in the lion's den with his righteousness and his good relationship with God. The wicked people were thrown into the lion's den and they were devoured. There's no protection for the wicked. And most of the world is pretty wicked today, getting wickeder. God is pleased with the righteous. He tries to protect the righteous. It's like maybe seeing a vision of a Christian family, parents and children and stuff like that. They're trying to obey God. There's like angels and God protecting them. It's like Satan and the demons are hiding from them or whatever. Then you may see a vision of a wicked family. They're not saved. They're not teaching their kids to obey God or anything. And it's like Satan and the demons are like wolves or whatever, and they're prowling around like a lion or something, ready to pounce on these wicked people and devour them. We're safe. Not being Christians, we're safe. Sinning or something. And they're not safe. It's like you got to get saved. You got to get close to the Good Shepherd Jesus. Stay close to him. And that'll keep you safe from the wolves that fear your Good Shepherd Jesus with you. If you want to sin against Jesus and walk away from Jesus, you walk away from his protection, and you can go into a wolf's den and get devoured. Like it says in the Bible, I think Peter said it, your enemy Satan prowls around you, waiting for a weakness in your life to devour you with sin or something. If you want to sin, you let the demons in to destroy you. If you want to obey God, Jesus the Good Shepherd can chase the demons away, deliver you from the demons. It's our choice. Adam and Eve, let's follow Satan. Oh, that really worked out well, didn't it? Jesus, I'm going to follow God. Well, that worked out well, especially on Judgment Day. It's not just dangerous for you not having any protection here on earth from the evil people and spirits around you. It's if you drop dead or something, you got to go to hell forever. If you want to believe Satan's lies and not get under the protection of God's salvation and obedience to him. It's sort of like Christians can get saved. Satan can work on them to believe in lies again so they can apostatize or whatever from their faith in God. It's dangerous not to try to believe God's truth and obey him. But most people don't realize that. They don't think it's a dangerous and evil world around them, but the Bible says it is. They need God's salvation, God's protection, God's deliverance to deal with it. They need God's help for a dangerous and evil world they're living in. But if, like the Christians understood this, they'd be trying to teach this stuff, spiritual warfare, hell, salvation. But because they're just about as deceived as the godless by Satan, they don't care about that stuff. And they don't care about obeying God. They're lukewarm and everything. And Satan's devouring them, causing them to apostatize and everything, especially when trouble hits. It's not so much the problems we go through life, it's how we react to the problems. With a God will help me through this and bring good out of it for me, or God's trying to hurt me in this suffering and I hate him or I'm going to sin against him or something like Satan would like us to think. So we got to be careful when we're in problems. We got to say, God can work this out for my good. God can help me through this. We need problems in life. Get close to the Good Shepherd. Let him take care of you. Don't try to take care of yourself with your own wisdom or muscles or money. Seek God to help you with his wisdom and muscles and money instead. So getting saved is protection, obeying God's protection. Not getting saved, sinning, dangerous. Can you understand how long hell's going to be? Billions and billions of years, and then it just keeps going type thing. Nobody has to go to hell. God who created us has a way of salvation if we want it. People have to reject that salvation to go to hell. So Satan's always trying to stop us from being safe, stop us from getting saved, and if we do get saved, he's trying to get us not to obey God after salvation and lose our salvation. It's a dangerous spiritual war, but if you stay close to God, you'll win it. Satan's trying to tell us, don't read the Bible, don't pray, don't do church biblically like the book of Acts. Don't believe the truth of the Bible. You're not in a spiritual war. There is no hell. You don't need to get saved. And people believe these lies of Satan. They think it's just their own thoughts or mine. Yeah, I don't believe in that or something. No, Satan's telling them not to believe in that. God's Holy Spirit's trying to tell us, believe Jesus is real. God is real. Believe the Word of God is truth. Whatever thought comes against God's word, resist it. It's of the devil. If we believe these truths and understand the spiritual war and resist the devil's lies, we can win the spiritual war. God can help us through it and bring good out of it for us and make us happy in it and help us not to be bothered by it. God protects the righteous when he punishes the wicked. Noah was safe in the judgment on the wicked. The wicked people were not safe. Daniel was safe in the lion's den. The wicked people, when they're thrown in the lion's den, were not saved. We're safe if we're saved. We're safe if we're obeying God. The rest of the people around us, if they're not saved, if they're not obeying God, they're not very safe. Satan, their enemy, prowls around them, trying to get ready to pounce on them and devour them. It's like King Saul. When he was obeying God, he had some protection from God. When he started sinning against God, it's like there's this line of sin that you can cross, and God says, that's enough, King Saul. You want evil, I'll let you have evil. Evil spirits causing him to commit suicide or something. We can't play around with this stuff. It's dangerous. Satan's either wanting us to kill ourselves or kill somebody else, or just hate Christians and kill them or something. We got to resist that. We got to want to be a Christian and love Christians, not hate being a Christian and hate Christians or something like Satan wants us to do. It's like the firstborn of the Egyptians, wicked Egyptians, was not safe. People that don't have a good relationship with God, their children aren't safe from Satan. People that do have a good relationship with God, they got some protection for their children from Satan. And the children of Israel were safe with their righteous relationship with God. But the wicked Egyptians were not safe. The godless are not safe. The disobedient to God Christians are not safe. But the obedient to God Christians are safe. Like a Noah, like a Moses, the children of Israel in the desert. So Satan wants us to believe that everything's fine, sinning against God. Everything's fine, not being saved. There is no hell. There is no God. And people just die and wake up in hell. Like a rich man going to hell society. They're prosperous. They're trusting in themselves. They don't read the Bible. They don't pray. They don't do church like the book of Acts. They think they're safe. Everything's fine by good works or whatever. Jesus ain't going to put anybody in hell or something. No, that's why he died on the cross, to save us from hell, if we want to believe it. Then if we believe that stuff, we'll want to teach it to others to try to get them saved from going to hell if they drop dead too. It's sort of like a Christmas Carol movie. It's like Scrooge had a hard time believing that he was wicked and he was on his way to hell. God sent somebody back from the dead, Jacob Marley, to tell him, don't come to this place, Scrooge. Trying to get him to think hell is real. You need to get saved. You need to act loving and righteous to keep safe from this stuff. God's trying to tell that to us in his word. He's trying to tell that to us by his spirit. Hell's real. You need to get saved through the cross. You need to obey God for safety. You could lose your salvation. You could lose your faith. God's not going to force us to have faith in him till the end. Paul said, I kept my faith. The word apostasy means they once had faith, they lost it. Apostasy doesn't have anything to do with unbelievers. It has something to do with believers who lost their belief. So we need a good relationship with God for safety. We need God close to us, telling us the truth, warning us of the dangers of sin with his word and with the Spirit, and then Satan and demons will be afraid of us and won't be able to devour us. If we go in the lion's den, God's angels can protect us. If we go to a fiery furnace, Jesus can stand in the furnace with us, helping us. We got to go through this great tribulation on the wicked, then God could protect us too, like he protected Lot from the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah, or Noah from the judgment upon the wicked in his days. So are we safe in a dangerous and evil world? Are we thinking it's a safe world or something? Well, it's like the church has abandoned God, and God's taking his hand of protection off the world right now, getting ready for the tribulation time. It's sort of like looking at Hitler and saying God took the protection off of Hitler and let the demons fill him or something like that to act super evil and destroy his life and destroy the people around him's lives. So we're going to see a lot of that people are just going to not have the protection of God on them or their families, and the demons coming in. If you want to sin, you let the demons in and you get a lot worse or whatever. Future looks like economic collapse and rioting and famine and apostasy in World War III and people being wicked like Hitler or something, an antichrist. People wicked like the religious leaders of Jesus, they were wicked. Let's crucify God on a cross. Let's get rid of God's truth or something. Whenever you try to obey God, to share truth, Satan tries to stop you. It's like Paul's persecution, put in prison for preaching the truth. John the Baptist getting his head chopped off. That's what happens in Satan's world or something. And martyrdom can be good for us, and God can help us through it. It doesn't have to bother us. But we need to understand it's a spiritual war. Sin is dangerous. Your judgment day, there's 3 kinds of judgment days. There's a judgment day for the wicked. They just drop dead and go to hell. There's a judgment day for the disobedient to God Christians. They don't get any great rewards or great careers in heaven. And then there's a reward for the obedient to God Christians, which is the one we should try to be like, which get rewards like Jesus got rewards, and great rewards and a great career in heaven forever. You know how long heaven is? It's billions and billions of years, and then it's forever. And our decisions here on earth, that's the danger. If I choose to not get saved, I'm going to hell forever. That's here on earth now. That's a dangerous decision. I don't need to get saved. I don't want to obey God. That's a dangerous decision. I don't want to read the Bible. I don't want to pray. I don't want to do church like the book of Acts. That's a dangerous decision today. That's going to affect you on your judgment day forever and ever and ever. And then there's I want to read the Bible. I want to pray. I want to do what God's telling me to do. Act like a happy Noah or a happy Paul or something. If you can't find a good church to go to, you got to act like a happy Noah. You're obeying God. Nobody else around you wants to obey God. If you can find people that want to be discipled or do church God's way, then you can act like an Apostle Paul, a happy Apostle Paul. Try to be some kind of a church leader, helping a church to obey God or something. If the church doesn't want to obey God, then you got to be like a Noah trying to obey God yourself. But we're only responsible for our own safety and protection. We can't be responsible for anybody else's safety and protection. That's a free will choice. They want a good relationship with God. They want to obey God. They can be safe from the spiritual war, from hell. If they don't want to believe truth or obey God, they're not safe from the spiritual war trying to devour them, or hell when they drop dead. So, this is a bit about God's help for this dangerous world.